James Gunn hits the refresh button on DC Cinematic Universe, and now there's a new Superman movie. Now the James Gunn version of Superman seems like a very different Superman than the Zack Snyder version. In the Zack Snyder movies, Superman was someone who was always punching the villains. He was standing tall above the common people. In other words, he was very much like a god. So now in this new movie, what's Superman like? To find out, please stay with us till the end of the review. Superman on surface seems like a really boring character. I mean, all he wants to do is to do good things. He does not even have a really dark past like a Batman. But that's the exact thing which really makes Superman interesting. I mean, despite all the challenges, despite the fact that he is really not from Earth, all he wants to do is to do good things to the people. All he wants to do is to help people. Now, James Gunn is known as someone who really makes fun and likable heroes, and he makes the kind of movies which are really fun and you have a great time in the theater while watching these movies. And if you see these movies, they are fun but they are emotional as well. And this new Superman movie reminds you of the original Superman movie released in the 1970s. But unlike the original movie, James Gunn does not spend much time giving us the origin story of the Superman. Because the thing is, the origin story of Superman, like the origin story of Batman or Spider-Man, is now very well known to the people. We already know how Superman became Superman, and now this allows him to skip 3 years later, and by this time the animosity between Lex Luthor and Superman is very well established. And Lex Luthor in this movie is also very similar to the Lex Luthor of the comic book films. First of all, he is bald, that's one similarity, but the other similar thing with the comics is that the Lex Luthor in this film is jealous of Superman. He is jealous because he can never really have the power like Superman, at least not naturally. And the other thing the Lex Luthor is really jealous is that of Superman's fame. People love Superman, people look up to Superman, and after Superman, he thinks that human beings really don't want to do anything. He sees Superman as a threat. He does not really want to end the world. He does not really want to kill a lot of people. The only thing he really wants is to kill Superman. And the actor Nicholas Hoult has a great time playing Lex Luthor. He really captures this jealousy and the immense intelligence of Lex Luthor in this film. And also it's really great to see characters like Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen back in the Daily Planet. In the past movies, these characters didn't really stay much in the Daily Planet. You didn't really see them doing reporting and everything, acting like a journalist. But in this movie, they are like a proper journalist, and they even help Superman to expose Lex Luthor. But the one thing which I was really impressed by is the love story between Superman or Clark Kent and Lois Lane. In the past films, the love story didn't really have much chemistry, and here you can see the actual chemistry, but also you can see the differences between how Lois Lane thinks and how Clark Kent or how Superman thinks. And this makes the love story between them really interesting compared to the past films. There are other characters such as Guy Gardner, there's Mr. Terrific, and there's Hug Girl. We don't see much of them, but we see enough of them to gather interest for the future films as well. But the most important thing is that this film gets Superman right. Superman is someone who really likes to help people. He only wants to do good things in the world. Superman is someone who rescues a cat from the tree, who rescues a girl who is trying to commit suicide by talking to her. In the comics, this is very well established. But previously in the Zack Snyder movies, Superman was seen as someone who was too powerful, but you could also see him getting grumpy. He was someone who used to destroy the government property and everything. But here, Superman is a really nice guy, and he even manages to save a squirrel in the middle of the fight. And seeing Superman back to this form made me really excited. But the film is not perfect. There are bits which really don't belong to the film, or which seem very in odd with the tone of the film. First of all, the film tries to pass commentary on online trolling and the hate that happens on the internet. There's also a commentary about how, writing a blog about a powerful person can land you in prison, and there are commentaries about the world politics. There's a big country which is trying to invade over a small strip of land, but these parts are written very simply and in a very simplistic way, and they really take you off the film, and they don't really belong with the tone of the overall Superman movie. But the major problem I had with this film was related to the writing of the Superman, and particularly towards the climax of the film. Throughout the film, Superman has to make choices, some difficult choices, whereas some easy choices, but towards the climax he has to make a really difficult choice. But the film does not really indulge in that. The film gives a really simple solution for this really difficult choice, and I wish Superman had to make that difficult choice, and I wish Superman had found a really interesting way to make this climax work, which really does not happen. But I can't really talk much about this climax and much about this choice without really going into spoilers, so I'll let you figure out the difficult choice that Superman has to make in the climax by yourself. Apart from these minor issues, I really like the film. I really like the performance of David Corenswet as Superman, and it really made me excited for the new Superman movies. I'm going with 7 out of 10 stars.